Going to be a phone conference, so we've got William Osborne, is it? Osborne? Osborne. Okay.
Hello. It's quite faint.
Hello.
Hello, that's slightly better.
Hello, it's Leanne Dalzell speaking. You've got a full council sitting around the table and we're all ready to hear your submission.
Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, councillors. Just feel strongly enough about this submission to actually do it in person. Although I have got this on a Federated Farmers template, it is pretty much along the lines of what I think. So we live at the end of Lighthouse Road, and the road is 4 kilometres of gravel. Most of it is gravel from the Akaroa, and I've lived here most of my life apart from travelling and working overseas. We pay a significant amount of rates with a few services, but the road is one of the services that we appreciate, and hence this presentation. So the standard of the road has dropped significantly, in my opinion, over the last 15 years with minimal upkeep or input apart from grading. So there's been less shingle and less maintenance of the water table. And while the road is quite good while the weather is dry, it is inadequate when it gets wet, because the road surface is now cutting through the base and into the clay. So it's fine when it's dry, but so would a dirt track be fine when it's dry. Two-wheel drives do come up the road because it's a popular tourist route to go and see the lighthouse, and they do get stuck at times, normally when they veer off the road, but whether that's driver error or because of the state of road is debatable. The next part of my submission really goes on to the Akaroa compound. Do you have any questions?
So do you want to, well, I mean, your submission's very, very plain on that. Andrew Turner, Councillor Andrew Turner.
William, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us by phone. Andrew Turner, Councillor for Banks Peninsula.
Yep.
I'm interested in your submission on roading. We heard from another submitter earlier in the day who suggested to us that not only was it possibly that the funding for Banks Peninsula roading was insufficient, but the way that we did the work was insufficiently informed by local knowledge, that maybe we'd got the priorities wrong, or we should be doing different work to better look after the roads. Would you have a view on that?
The view I'd have on that is that if they just keep the water off the road, they can get away with not a lot of input. But that's the part that's been missing over the years. And when water gets down the road, it washes the gravel off, and that's happened in the past. Money has been wasted because they've put gravel on, but not fixed the water table, so the gravel just disappears in a significant rain event. So that'll be my main point with that, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Yanni Johansson, Councillor Yanni Johansson's the next question.
Great, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to phone in. Just wanted to chat. We've had a number of submitters come and talk about the lack of maintenance on the peninsula. Just, I'm not sure how long you've been where you currently are, but I just was interested if it's gotten worse since the amalgamation, or if it's improved, or if it's stayed about the same. Just trying to get some context.
In my opinion, because I've been here most of my life, it has got worse and less input has been made onto in terms of hours or dollars on maintaining our road. They used to spend a fair bit of effort, the Banks Peninsula Council, on putting gravel on, working the water table, but there's been minimal in the last, 15 years, I'd say.
Right, and just finally, in relation to that, has it been because there's a different contractor?
I couldn't really comment.
Okay, thank you.
I wonder whether the large storm events that we've had over the last year or so have had a real impact on the roading.
I don't believe so. I think it's just because they haven't done the preventative maintenance. If they have had a significant effect, but only because the water runs down the road rather than off the road.
Right.
And like recently they did do quite a big effort on some culverts, and that was great, but when they had cleaned blown out the culvert, no one came along to remove the excess gravel that was pushed out of the dirty blocked culvert. So that, it never got finished, in my opinion. They needed a digger there at the same time as the guys that cleaned out the culverts. They did blow them out and got them running, not perfectly, but running, but then the job was never finished. The gravel was left at the end of the culvert, so that just blocked it again over time.
Right. Okay. Well, look, thank you very much. That's been an incredibly helpful submission. So thanks for going to all of the trouble, one, to make the submission, but also to personally follow it up with your personal representations. It's much appreciated.
Yeah. Could I just make a quick comment on the Akara boat compound?
Sure.
I have a share in a boat that I'm lucky enough to have, and it is stored in the compound because we can't bring it up our road and because it's a shared boat. Last year the propeller was stolen off the boat, which, you know, that does happen, but I believe that there is a need for a security camera there because, and I have a little bit of investment sitting there, but there's not a lot protecting it. And, you know, someone can cut the wire and jump in there in 5 seconds, but a camera would be a significant deterrent. And there is, I don't know, 40 odd boats in there, all paying $800 each. I don't think it's a large outlay to secure our asset. And second point on that submission is that the washdown facilities are not up to the standard. Understand Akara does have a shortage of water, but if you take a boat into the sea, you need to wash it, and because I'm storing it in the compound, I have nowhere else to wash it. And that facility hasn't been maintained for the last couple of years, the washing facility, that is. So given that we are paying a fairly significant amount to use it, I think we should get a little bit more for our money. Thank you.
Look, thank you very much. You know, obviously that you're not the only person to have raised that as an issue as well, so we'll be having a good hard look at that. So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.